John, you've just finished your day here called From Satisfactory to World Class. How did it go?
Well, the feedback that we got from the members of staff who were here was very, very positive. So it was an opportunity for us to share some of the things that happened here, and I think the most important thing was that the delegates, the staff who came here, went away with something, some ideas they could take back into their schools.
Would you would you describe it as a day in which you blew your own trumpet, or simply shared good practice?
Yeah, no, it wasn't. We called it an open day because actually we get lots of requests from schools locally and schools nationally who want to come in and spend the day to find out what we did, because we were a school that went from 26-27% to 86% 5 A* to C, including English and Maths, in about 4 years. So they want to know what we did. So we get lots of requests for people to come in and see. So we actually thought it would be a good idea to open up the school to those people who had sent in requests and kind of do it on the one day. So there was a little bit of, not blowing our own trumpet, it actually gave us a chance to reflect on some of the things that we had actually done and made us realise how far we have come. But most importantly, it really was an opportunity for us to share good practice. We're a teaching school, and so part of our role is to support other schools as well. So today was an opportunity to just kind of share some of the excellent things, some of the excellent practice that goes on here. So again, the colleagues can take that back to their own schools or not.
And so what do you think, I know this is a question for the senior management teams that have left now, but what do you think that a couple of things they might have got out of today?
I think the big thing that staff kept, the participants kept coming and saying to me was the word consistency. I think they've said, yeah, we've tried things like this and we've tried that. So they've tried little bits of things that we have done and implemented in the school, but I think they realised it's about sticking with it. So some of the things that we were talking about today, we actually introduced since Helena Mills was the new head, since she came here in January 2010 with some of those ideas. And actually, if you go around the school, you still see that practice today. So we've been absolutely consistent with some of the things that she put in place back in January 2010, and I think that that's what most colleagues have gone away. They've also gone away knowing that there has to be an emphasis on supporting teachers so that they can actually do the job that you want them to do, which is teach, rather than all of the nonsense sometimes that teachers are asked to do, from filling in paperwork to all sorts of nonsense. I think really delegates have gone away knowing that you have to be consistent and it has to be about the teachers and supporting them to teach. And the third thing I would say that they've gone away is about the pupils, and for those pupils, Helena said in her talk, no pupil being left behind. I think they've gone away knowing that actually you have to have a range of strategies in place to support those students who do very often get left behind in mainstream school. So those, I hope, are three of the things that they've gone away with.
Can you go back to the consistency thing? What does that mean? Does that mean, like, for example, when I followed you from reception to here, very much, your radar seemed to be on the whole time just about positive reinforcement? Is that the type of consistency you
Absolutely. Mean? So positive reinforcement with the pupils and being very, very consistent with that, but also consistent in terms of the expectations we have of our pupils to behave. Again, in one of the talks today, we talked about how every adult in this school is responsible for the behaviour of the child, from our cleaning staff to our midday assistants, to our teachers, to the head teacher, to our senior teachers. Everybody has a responsibility to make sure our pupils behave. So they can issue a detention to the pupils or a reward to the pupils as well if they're doing something really well. So those sorts of things is what I mean about being consistent in terms of our expectations of our teachers and what they do, consistent in terms of what we expect in terms of the feedback the pupils get for the work that they do. And I think those are the things that we kind of really did hammer home today in the sessions.
So have you had, or do you expect feedback from all the delegates that came? Will they be writing back to you and say A, B and C?
Yeah, normally at the end of these days you kind of get that 10 or 15 minutes where they have to fill in a form, and you know, you can see people rolling their eyes up. I know I do if I'm asked to fill in a form at the end of the day. So Paul Williams, who was instrumental in organising the day, will actually email to all delegates an evaluation. And also what we've said to them is that, having been in the school today as a large group, they're more than welcome then to arrange to come and visit, if it's an individual faculty or if it's an individual member of staff who led one of the sessions today that they'd like to explore a little bit more of. So we'll get the evaluations formally, and then hopefully there'll be kind of some more joined up work that will happen as a result of today as well.
And finally, do you hope this happens next year?
We are now talking about having kind of an annual event when we've got kind of a structure in place, going back to that consistency, as I said. When you've got those kind of structures in place, it's then easier to kind of keep doing it again. We'll have to make sure that our results are as fantastic next year so people will want to come back, but absolutely we'll do the exact same thing next year.
John, thank you very much for your time.